Good morning, Fort Lauderdale. It's Sunday, the 9th of June. I'm here at the beach. I'm at Fort Lauderdale Beach, Central Beach. It's early yet, not a lot of beach goers yet. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to come down here and test two metal detectors. And not only two detectors, but two different technologies. Two detectors I have today. The first one is going to be an XP Deus. And that's a multi-frequency machine. The one on the left is an a pulse induction machine. The one on the left is a TDI pulse induction. We call it PI. It's got hardwired headphones. The one on the Deus is all Bluetooth. As you can see, it only has 4 controls, no screen. Or 6 controls. Ground balance, gain, volume, threshold, frequency, and the volume. It runs off of 8 batteries. They use a lot more power than the very low frequency machines. I can charge this and it'll last a couple days. This one I charge every time I use it, just to keep it full strength. It's somewhat balanced. It's heavier than this one, but it's balanced. So that I got an Anderson shaft on that thing, so it's more or less balanced for me. Here's the screen on the VLF machine. Like it's all Bluetooth. Unless you want to go in the water, then you have to put a clip on. That's what this wire is for, because the signal can't get from the coil when it's underwater. So to get around that, you attach a cable on top. But what I wanted to show you was, if you look at the screen, it says beach on top, and it'll give you a lot of information. So when the coil passes over target, it'll give a target ID. I don't know if I can show it here, but I'll try. See it change? So that's the target ID, and that's the beauty of a VLF machine. You know what you're digging. Now, the downside is it's not as deep. Now, is that important? Sometimes. You don't want to use it in trashy areas, the PI machine. This is good for the beach where the pull tabs and the bottle tops are there, because you can discriminate them out and not have to pick them up or dig them. This one here, if I took this on the sand, I'd be digging all day, and 90% of them pull tabs, bottle tops. But in the ocean, you know, you don't have that many pull tabs and bottle tops. So I take this in the water all the time. Like I said, I found 3 gold rings last week with it. So I'm going to use this all the time. So today we're going to do is we're going to compare them. This one here is pulse induction, sends 100 signals down per second, and waits for the echo, for the signal to come back to it. It's almost like sonar in submarine movies. You hear bing, bing, bing. Well, that's basically how this operates. The one on the left uses radio frequencies, and such as eddy currents. And what it does, it finds the object and magnetizes it, and from that it can track, because of the different coins or metals that you pick up. It'll know, you can identify what it is and whether you should dig or not. So two different technologies. Granted, this is the most popular machine, the VLF machine, whether it's a Mine Lab or Garrett or whatever. 90%, like I said. Not a lot of people use PI machines. A little more expensive sometimes, and no target ID. But what you gain with it is depth, and what you gain is no filters in the salt water. So it's a great saltwater machine. But today we're here to see what happens when I bury some coins in the water, in the wet sand, and I want to see which one performs best. Now I'm going to drop a quarter in each one of these tubes. You can see that they're labeled 8, 10, 12, 14. I got a quarter in here already, the first one, and it's laying flat. I don't know if you can see it. So if it ever had a chance to identify it as a target, this would be the best opportunity, with a quarter laying flat at the bottom of this tube. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bury those tubes in the wet sand. Then we're going to do a comparison to see which one performs the best. I think I know what will happen, but it's always good to see. It's not a VI machine. You see a lot of these comparisons, VI machines against VI machines. You know, Mine Lab Equinox or the Manicore against what I have here, XP Deus, and that's the same technology. So yeah, they're doing comparisons, but what happens when it hits the water? That's the real key. What would you use in the water? Both Manicore and the XP Deus are probably tied. They're both about the same as far as technology and the outcome. So there wouldn't be much of a difference between the two. Here, we're going to see how each one performs and what you want to take when you go metal detecting in the salt water. Or if you're metal detecting for gold in the desert, whether Australia or Nevada, all those guys use PI machines. They don't use VLF machines. That's why they call it gold machine. Gold finder. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to go to work and dry these in the sand, and I'll be right back and we'll do a test. Stand by. Okay, first up, XP Deus. Let me turn it back on. Now, it's going to be hard to hear because the volume it's not very loud. I've raised the volume as high as I could, and it's just not working right. But anyways, as you can see the target ID. That's what this machine, the other machine, the PI machine, doesn't have. This is, and that's what people like. Most everybody wants a target ID. They want to know what they're digging. But we're out here today to determine which works well or better in the salt water. I'm a saltwater hunter, so I'm always wondering about that. And I kind of know it. But here's the 8-inch target. And underwater, try to judge underwater. Wait for it to go underwater. Okay, it's underwater now. It's not getting an eye. Usually it's a high 90s. A quarter, silver quarter should be in there is 91. So with no surf, it gets 91. Under surf, but it's 8 inches, and you would probably dig that if you're in the water. Come on, waiting for another wave. Okay, here we go. See, it lacks when it goes underwater. It lacks the target ID. See? Now, when the water goes away, it scores higher. Hope you can see this. There's the 8-inch. Yeah, underwater, surrounded by salt water. No. So, okay, here we go again. Salt water, no. Well, you hear the tone, you don't get the target ID. Now here's a 10-inch. Now this is the beach mode. We'll do the diving mode in a minute. Okay. No target ID. I don't know if I can hear it myself. Okay, you're getting a sound, but no target ID. Okay, that's the 10-inch. This is the 12-inch. No target ID. Let's wait for the water. The water's when it goes underwater, that's what the test is. Trying to determine if there's enough. Is there enough signal? See, when it's not underwater, I can pick up something. Underwater, it won't pick it up. Same here. This is a 10-inch. Yeah. Seems to do better when there's not underwater. Now, the coil's not underwater. So let's do this. Let's do the diving mode. People say, hey, what about the diving mode? Nothing. Okay, hold on. This is 8-inch. 8-inch diving mode. Nothing. Nothing. So there you go. The diving mode has so many filters in it, it won't pick anything up. But if we go back to beach mode, we're getting, wait till it gets underwater. Come on, surf. Surf must be going out. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's the 8-inch. No target ID, but a sound. This is a 10-inch. No sound, no target ID. Which is okay. I mean, let the surf. Okay, underwater. Let it go underwater first. Yeah, I think the tide's going out. Just my luck. Okay, now. No target ID. Got a sound. Okay. Here's the true understanding. The salt water creates the sound. Look at this. See, there's no target there, but I'm getting a noise. Get a noise. So let me raise. Now the TDI, and this is not really conducive to, you know, volume either. Going to turn it on. Now this is what it sounds like. It's only got one tone, and one tone only. So now I'm going to put the headphones on and off to tell you what's going on. 8 inches. Loud and clear. Just testing it. Okay, I got 8 inches right here. Let the water come. Ten. I got 10. Now you're swinging could pretend that I'm swinging, if I'm swinging in the water, I would hear all three of those. I would hear all three of those. Let's try. That's 8, 10. This is 12, 14. I got the 12. I got all three. Definitely the 12. It's questionable. 14, I can hear the 14 too. So, is questionable. The 8, 10, 12. I would probably pass on the 14. 12 I'd probably hit. 10 definitely. 8 definitely. So, this is the gain turned down. This is with the gain turned all the way up. Hear it. Hear it. Just trying different ones. Different settings. Yeah. I do better with the ground balance on. A stronger signal. Try it down off. Now that's pretty interesting. The 14 is still a stretch. Definitely 12. Okay. That's something I didn't know before. That I've always been told that if we put ground balance on, you don't get as deep. But that just showed me. Let me try something else. Twelve's good. There you go. I got 14. 14. That's with the pulse down to 10, the gain high, and number 2 on the ground balance. I'm getting 14. Yeah, I would dig that. Definitely 12, definitely 10, definitely 8. So, learn something today. Let me turn it off right now. But there it was. Gain of 10, minimum ground balance, and minimum pulse delay. I got all 3 of them. So anybody else has a TDI, unless you already knew it, that's what I'm going to be using from now on. Okay, so even I learned something today. Definitely the XP Deus is great. It just gets outperformed in the saltwater with the TDI and probably any PI machine. Just the way it functions. It's great in the salt water. There's no chatter. That's the other thing that I failed to mention earlier, is that if you do it in basic or beach mode, you know, to get the depth, you can have a lot of chatter. And that's when I first started doing the test. I noticed a lot of chatter, and I assumed that was a signal because it wasn't a target ID on the control panel. So I figured, well, maybe that's it. But actually, and when I moved off the target, I was getting the same chatter. So it chatters because it's salt sensitive. So you need to go to the diving mode. And when I put on the diving mode, again, that's more filters. I got nothing. Didn't even get 8 inches. Not 8 inches. So there you go. Saltwater hunting, that's the way you go. Sand, relic hunting, whatever, that's the machine. It discriminates, saves you a lot of time on the beach. You don't pick up every bottle top and pull tab thrown around. You can move quickly on the beach, just targeting items that you want to dig. Saves you a lot of time, a lot of digging. And I wouldn't replace with anything. The Manicore I heard is just as good. So those are pretty comparable machines. And a lot of people want to compare the Manicore, Mindlam's Manicore, with Deus's, XP Deus's 2, and they do that comparison. But there's not a lot of difference between the two. You know, they're both pretty good machines. This one's a little lighter, and you have a removable remote control panel. This one here, it's all hardwired. It's not blue chip, not Bluetooth. You only have a tone. You got actually 2 tones, but that's all you have. So you want to restrict it to salt water, or where there's a lot of mineralized sand, mineralized ground. That's where they excel. It's like a pickup truck and a sports car. They both can't interchange. You use a pickup truck, you need a pickup truck, and you need a sports car, you want to go fast or impress the girls. So that's what we learned today. I learned about the ground balance. I didn't realize the ground balance had that much effect. I got better results with the ground balance on than the ground balance off, which was surprising because all the blogs that I've read, ground balance is another filter and it lowers the depth. Not necessarily true in this test. I got better performance with the ground balance on the minimum, just the minimum. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed it today. I've been trying to put this one together for several. I made several trips out here to do this, and finally got a chance to do it. Everything was charged. I've come here with battery dead. I've come here missing the memory chip. in the camera. All times of problems, and this is the third time out here, and I finally got it done, so I'm pretty happy about that. Hope you are too. Remember to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the test, and I'll be back to you in the next video. So stand by.